Hello everyone, we are Group 11, Vision and Zero. Today our topic is latest trends of database security. Here is the overview of our presentation. First one is the background of the database security. The third one is the improvement of it. And next one is database vulnerabilities and misconceptions. The last one, the future trends and possibility of our database security. Okay, let's see the first part of our topic, the history. As all we know, database security is always have conflicts with the threats and the risks because they are always increasing and most of the situations. And there are also four basics of database security: assurance, integrity, availability, and confidentiality. Of these four roles, make sure database works in a stable and efficient manner. So, what is database security? It can be defined as a system or process by which this confidentiality, integrity, and availability or CIA of the database can be protected. So why we need like the improvement on database security? It is because the increasing in use of databases and also the frequency of attacks against those databases has also increased. So what is the reason behind these attacks? There are two main reasons. One is the increasing in access to data stored in databases when the data is accessed by many people. And also the chance of the data set increase as well. The best example is hacker attacks. There are more hacker attacks than before in most of the situations. Another reason for database attacks is to get money stealing, especially stealing for some sensitive information, like the credit card numbers, SSN numbers, and your email address. I believe that most of you guys have been stored the personal information. You guys may have an experience with some unknown calling. Once you receive that, it's very annoying and it's really affects our daily lives. I really hate that security actually. So the database security is to give us a better life, and I also hope it can get well soon to protect our personal information well. In this vulnerabilities and misconceptions part, I would like to talk about more of the top threats for database security. First one, privilege abuse. Privilege abuse happens always with these people who can easily get the database and the database user, and their access are stolen by others. Next one is operation system vulnerabilities. This one is very similar with the privilege abuse, but the only difference is this one can be hacked by some authority access. So the best example is hackers. Right? The hackers can easily get this authority access to get the access into this database very easily. The next one is database rootkits. The rootkits can easily turn off your system alert, just like your firewall or some software that can protect your system 24 hours. Once they are turned off, you don't know your system is under attack or not. The next one is weak authentication. The weak authentication always happens to this situation that database have very like low database securities because it can allow attack to employ these strategies as you want. Just like some social engineers, and it can also log into this data to assume the identity of the legitimate database users. The last one is weak audio trails. The weak audio trails logging represents a critical risk to organization and company, especially in the situation with retail, healthcare, and finance situation, which could reproduce an unexpected security accident to these organizations and companies. And here is the time for the question part. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Now let's take a look at the future trends in database security. The unintended consequences of state intervention. Big data will lead to big problems. Governance agencies can now leverage HPE secure data. Skills gap becomes an abyss for information security. Smartphones and other mobile devices are creating a prime target for malicious actors in the Internet of Things. Now let's have a closer look at some of these future trends. The unintended consequences of state intervention. There are increasing calls for backdoors from the governments. The organization will have to understand what these governments are asking for. Increasing big data will increase in big problems. Here is why. Most distributed systems computations have only a single level of protection, which is not recommended. Non-relational databases, that is NoSQL, are actively evolving, making it difficult for security solutions to keep up with the demand. Automated data transfer requires additional security measures, which are often not available. Next, let's have a look at what government agencies can leverage from HPE secure data. HPE Secure Data helps build data security into both new and legacy applications, de-identifying high-value data classes, for example, protecting classified information or eliminating reliance on using social security numbers for business processes. Here are some future applications of database security. Cloud security for IoT. Securing database devices through a secure cloud network enables policies to be automatically applied and ensures that communication devices and services are not compromised. Extracting intelligence, not just generating alerts. The security industry has traditionally has an avalanche of security events and alerts creating overload chaos. However, the emergence of smart and integrated cloud-based security systems will transform an alert-centric approach to an intelligence-centric approach. Lastly, linking endpoint and network security. The security industry has traditionally approached endpoint security and network security as completely different products. But with rapidly evolving threats on database, we need to see these two critical security components develop deeper levels of awareness and connectivity. Finally, why is managing database security systems difficult? Here are some reasons why. Data entry. Data entry usually has issues with security alarm database and the access control database. These databases might be compromised via network attack or computer on which the data resides. Next, encryption using passwords. Encryption using passwords should have protection which is segregated into levels of authorization. Some members of the security management should audit the database. Audit security personnel who have these access must review data and entries on regular basis. Next, viruses and worms. The introduction of viruses and worms into database has become commonplace. Viruses can be introduced in through LAN, WAN or other physical connections to non-security world. Viruses have become so common that there is a new terminology that is emerging called as malware. Next difficulty with database security is the backups. Backing up the database is also a critical process to properly protect the security systems. Backups should be performed daily on large systems because many changes are made on the database in daily basis. Lastly, the purpose of physical protection. Physical protection is to prevent access and detect unauthorized access. Protection can be in form of conduit, sealed cable trays, locked rooms and alarms that indicate potential tampering or unauthorized access.